Cab drivers and Uber drivers. What is the strangest, interesting thing you overheard while giving a customer a ride? I worked part-time as a cab driver while I was at uni. At the same time, my girlfriend, who I had been dating for about a month, confessed to me that she had another guy from Germany. She told me all about their relationship and confessed that she was planning to move in with him soon. After that, of course, we split up, of course. A few months go by. I pick up a drunk couple outside a bar. They sit in the back and start kissing. I realize the dude speaks German. We drive to the girl's house. She gets off. Next thing you know, the German says we're going to his place now. On the way, he starts to tell me that he recently moved in with his girlfriend and finally waited until she to get away for the weekend to go out. Then he added that American women are very keen on guys with accents and that his girlfriend doesn't even how often he hooks up with other girls. As you may have guessed, this was the type. I drove him to Carrie's house without saying a word. I wonder how they're doing now. You missed a great chance for revenge, my friend. Yeah, but at least the two cheaters stayed in a relationship. Can't think of a worse situation for them. I work at Lyft. One night at 11 p.m., an order comes in to take 4 from Boston to a casino in Rhode Island. It was at least an hour's drive, but I took it anyway. I arrive at the place, and I'm met by 4 middle-aged Asians and in broken English explained to me how to drive. Now, for the weird part. While we were driving, they said one word the entire trip: caramel. I'm not kidding. Grown men were sitting in my car and going around in circles saying the word caramel. In doing so, it wasn't some kind of gag. They wasn't laughing. There was no reaction, just caramel. They then whispered caramel or sang it in different tones, sometimes in unison. I'm not a driver, but once when we were in Vegas, I was in a cab with my wife and heard our Pakistani cabbie discussing my wife's appearance of my wife. He was unaware that I had learned Urdu while in the army. I should have surprised him. So I did. When he handed me his change, I said, "Pikpa, kvida vai," and then I sat there for another 5 seconds with a dumb smile and laughed at him, catching a stroke from that turnaround. Maybe he was really having a stroke. He left without a problem. I think he was okay. Maybe it was just a spasm from the stroke that went to his leg and he unknowingly hit the gas. I once drove 2 divorce attorneys who in one case representing opposing parties in the same case. They spent the whole trip discussing ways to stretch out the divorce process. I'm guessing to make more money? Yeah, they charge by the hour. It's quite common that lawyers drag things out so they can charge more. It's true that when 2 lawyers on both sides of a case collude with each other between the 2 sides, that's just too much. It's nighttime outside. I missed the last bus and called a cab. As soon as I explained to the driver where to go, his phone immediately started ringing. He apologized and closed the partition between us so I couldn't hear him. But something must have gone wrong because I could hear him very clearly. And I could hear him whisper, "I'll take a kilo. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Then he put the partition down, apologized again, and like nothing is no matter what, he started asking me about the recent soccer game. Such a sweet driver. Edit. Just to clarify, it was in South Florida, so there's a good chance he was talking about coconut, modified 2. Again, the guy was all right. I even gave him a 10 for. He found the cutoff that saved us 15 minutes. Cab drivers are perfect candidates for hauling stiffs. They on the move all the time and rarely get searched. Plus, if you get caught, you can come up with a lot of plausible excuses. I had one regular passenger, a grown woman who always had to take care of her 5 grandchildren because her kids couldn't take care of them. I drove her to the mall, to the bank, took the kids to school. I did a lot of things for her. And then she started calling me at night, and I found out that she was working as a night butterfly. I did a little part-time cab driving in Boston. One time a very beautiful couple, or more accurately, a very beautiful couple, gets in my cab. A very handsome couple, or rather I thought it was a couple, though the man was clearly older than his companion, and begins to discuss aloud their move from Boston to Paris. I became very curious, so I decided to clarify when they were moving and for how long, to which I got the answer, "We're flying in tomorrow." And then, in the course of the conversation, it turned out that the man was married to another woman. His wife had gone away for the day, and he decided to take advantage to pack up his stuff and get away from her and the 3 kids. When I dropped them off, the man asked if I wanted to drop them off to the airport tomorrow. I said no, so he didn't leave me a tip. I should have told him yes and not come. Fuck assholes like that. I work as a cab driver. I'm waiting for my order and writing this post. About a year and a half ago, some guys came up to me near the campus and asked me to take them to a town that was 40 minutes away. It was going to be a pretty good one. As we drove, it became abundantly clear that the dudes were stopping by the college town to trade coconuts outside the club. They often switched to Spanish, which I partially understood, and if I got it right, then that's when they managed to get about half a pound. When they were paying me off, I spotted that they had big patties of dough. The funniest moment of the whole trip was when their oldest got all huffy and demanded to stop for some soda, as I think he was under his own merchandise. Luckily, I happened to have a closed can of energy drink on hand. He drank it and left me almost 100% of my tip. It was one of the most profitable trips of all time.